A very happy morning to all of you. Here we have a thought. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. This thought is written by Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa. Yes, today we will revise the chapter Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. Dear students, you have already studied about this chapter, but some students find it difficult to understand. So here I have tried to make it simpler for you. Yes, this chapter is an extract from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa. This is from the book Long Walk to Freedom. Means this is an autobiography as you see in the picture. Long Walk to Freedom. Autobiography means if I write the story of my life, myself, so this is called autobiography. And if I write the story of some other person, life of some other person, so this is called biography. So this is autobiography of Nelson Mandela. Yes, first of all, let's have a look about some facts about the author, Mr. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918. Was the first South African president to be elected in a fully representative democratic election. He was trained as an attorney and he helped in formation of the Youth League of the African National Congress. It means which party he belonged to, African National Congress, ANC, in 1944. In 1961, he abandoned peaceful protest and became head of the ANC's new military wing. He was sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964. As you see in this picture, Mandela came to symbolize black political aspirations and was named head of the ANC after his release on 11th Feb 1990. He was imprisoned in 1964 and released on Feb 11, 1990. After the ANC victory in the April 1994 elections, Mandela worked to ease racial tensions, court foreign investment, and provide services to the victims of apartheid. In this chapter, there is description of first the inauguration ceremony. After being the president, an inauguration ceremony was held there. So we will have the description of the inauguration ceremony, then citations from his speech, then his journey to being a freedom fighter and the struggle for freedom, tribute to other freedom fighters and countless other people who fought for their freedom. These all things we will have in this chapter. First of all, here is a question. What do you understand by apartheid? Apartheid is a political system that divides people according to their race, their caste, their color. In this system, black colored people in South Africa were not free, even to discharge their personal and social obligations of being parents, sons, and husbands, etc. So this discrimination system is called apartheid, which was there in South Africa before 1994. Yes, this was the most significant day in history, 10th May 1994, because on this day, Mr. Mandela took oath as a president, the first black president of South Africa. So this day was most significant in South Africa's history. Yes. We will do paragraph wise summary. I have tried to make your text simpler so that you can read easily and comprehend. In first paragraph, this is about the inauguration day. 10th May dawned. It was bright and clear. Means day was bright and clear. Many world leaders had been coming to the author to pay respect to him because it was his inauguration ceremony after being a president. It was before the inauguration. Means this scene was before the inauguration. The inauguration was to be the largest gathering of world leaders there. Means there was largest gathering of world leaders. In paragraph 2, here mentioned the place of inauguration. What was the place? The inauguration ceremonies took place in a big open building, sandstone amphitheater in Pretoria. Here the South Africa's first democratic non-racial government was to be installed. This is described in second passage. In third paragraph, there is oath-taking ceremony. The description of oath-taking ceremony. Here, Mr. Mandela tells that on that day, Mandela was with his daughter, Janani. Yes, here you can see the picture of oath-taking ceremony and his daughter is there with him. Mr. de Klerk first taken oath as second deputy president, and the Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. It was the author's turn, then he was sworn in as the president. He pledged to obey and uphold the constitution. He also pledged to devote himself to the well-being of the people. This was about the oath-taking ceremony. And the fourth paragraph, is about the author's speech, Mandela's speech. And here Mandela spoke of the newborn freedom. He thanked all the international guests. He said that they had come there to be with his countrymen. It was the common victory for justice, peace, and human dignity. He pledged to liberate his people from poverty, suffering, and discrimination. So this is the speech of the summary of this speech of Nelson Mandela. Next, in fifth paragraph, there is a description of display, as you can see in the picture, display by jets and helicopters. After a few moments, colorful South African jets and helicopters flew over the Union buildings there. It was for military loyalty to democracy for a new government. Then the highest military generals, having medals on their chests, saluted Mandela. He thought that they would have arrested him many years before. Now he remembered the past, that they would have arrested him many years before. Now the sixth paragraph, describing the singing of national anthem. And he tells us that the day was symbolized for Mandela by the playing of two national anthems. One was sung by white people and another was sung by black people. And in seventh paragraph, Mr. Mandela thought about history. Now he was thinking about history, about the condition before this day. In the first decade of 20th century, first decade means duration of 10 years. The first decade of 20th century means 1900 to 1910. South Africa people, white-skinned people, had patched up their differences with other black-skinned people. Means this was all about the situation before that. they had built a system of superiority also. It was the base of harshest society. Means there was a harshest society in South Africa. And now in the last decade of 20th century, last decade means 1900 to 2000. So he was talking about 1994. This system was replaced with the system that recognized the rights and freedoms of all people. Now, here in paragraph 8, Mandela shows his regret. This auspicious day, he said that this auspicious day came after the sacrifices of thousands of people. Nelson Mandela thought of himself as the sum of all those people. He was pained, he was sad that he could not thank them. Sacrifices of all people, you can see these people, these freedom fighters of that time. Now, in the 9th paragraph, Mandela remembered the freedom fighters, as you see in this picture. The policy of apartheid created a lasting wound in his country. Here wound means damage, disturbance in his country and his people. This policy had produced great freedom fighters. These are great freedom fighters. They were men of uncommon courage, wisdom, and generosity. Mandela said that his country was rich in minerals. Here he said this. His country was rich in minerals. You see, you are very well known that South Africa is rich in minerals. But its greatest wealth was its people, who are finer and truer than the purest diamonds. In 10th paragraph, there is a description about the new definition of courage for Nelson Mandela. From these great people, the author learned, author means here Mandela, author learned the meaning of courage. They risked their lives for an idea. They stood up to attacks and torture without breaking. Mandela learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the victory over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Now, paragraph 11. Here he describes the man's natural goodness. No one is born hating another person due to color, religion, or caste. They could be taught to love. Love comes naturally to the human heart. In prison, they were pushed to the last point in their ability to bear pain. But he saw humanity in one of the guards. It was man's essential goodness. It can't be put out. Now the next 12th paragraph is very important from your exam's point of view, because one question you may have about twin obligation. Twin means two things which are connected to each other, and obligations means duties. So he is talking now in this passage, in this paragraph, he is talking about man's twin obligations. In life, every man has twin duties, twin obligations. First is to his family, and second to his community and country. The author found it difficult to fulfill these two duties. It was because a black-colored man in South Africa was punished if he lived like a human being. Such a man was forced to live apart from his own people. So he was not allowed to do his duties to his family, to his people. Now next 13 and 14 paragraph. In 13 and 14 paragraph, he is giving definition of freedom for him. Nelson Mandela was born free. He was not born with a hunger to be free. He was forced. He was free as long as he obeyed his father and obeyed the customs of his tribe. But soon he realized that his freedom was an imaginary thing. He now began to hunger for freedom. When it was taken from him as a student, he wanted freedom to read and go. As a young man, he wanted freedom to become as per his potential, his capabilities. He also wanted the freedom of livelihood of his own and of his family. These all are described in paragraph 13 and 14. And now paragraph 15. It shows the desire for freedom made him bold. But soon he saw that he was also not free like his brothers and sisters. Then he joined the African National Congress. His hunger for freedom became great for the freedom of his people. Here this is mentioned. And you can see in these pictures the struggle of Nelson Mandela for freedom. His hunger for freedom became great for the freedom of his people. The desire for the freedom of his people to live with dignity gave him power. This desire gave him power. It made him bold. Now, the last and 16th paragraph. This is also very important from your exam point of view, because you may have a question, a short type question or a long type question from this paragraph. This paragraph defines oppressor and oppressed, and there is a beautiful quotation of Nelson Mandela. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. Oppressor means who takes away someone's freedom, and oppressed means whose freedom is taken away by someone. So he said that oppressor and oppressed are robbed of humanity. So you have to explain this. Why? Because a man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. Means he will be always hated by people. He locked behind the bars of narrow-mindedness. He gives example that I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom, just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. So the oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. Yes, this was the chapter. I hope you now understand and you read this twice so you can properly understand and comprehend this. Now this is comprehension question. This is another comprehension question. You can do this, I think. Yes, these are short answer type questions. What freedom mean to Mandela in childhood? Yes, we have already studied in paragraph 13 and 14 about freedom. Question number 2, what did Mandela think of oppressor and oppressed? Recently we have studied in paragraph 16. What did Mandela realize about his brothers and sisters? So this question is very easy. You can do this. What are the ideals which Mandela set for the future of South Africa in his swearing in ceremony? This is in paragraph 4. I have explained you. Next, these are some thoughts. You are to do these answers in 100 to 150 words. Question number 1, what does Nelson Mandela refer to as an extraordinary human disaster? You have to read the chapter carefully, then you can easily attempt this question. Extraordinary human disaster. This is about the condition of South Africa before 1994. Question number 2. Describe the views of Mandela for the black people who fought and sacrificed their lives for the country's political dependence. So you can do this very well. Question number 3. Describe the obligations which the author is talking about and also describe his feelings for them. Twin obligations. This is about twin obligations. Next, describe the value of freedom for the human beings and how it is important for the growth of civilization and humanism, as described in the lesson Nelson Mandela. So, value of freedom. You have to take your views also upon values of freedom, and you should take reference from the chapter, examples from the chapter. So you are to attempt this question in 100 to 150 words at least. And dear students, if you have some problem in any question, you can write me in comment section so that I will sort out your problem. So thank you and have a nice learning.